German politicians have described catastrophic failings in a flood warning system that failed to save the lives of about 160 people last week. Officials insist the system worked properly, but politicians said there should have been more warnings. The economy minister says a thorough investigation should be about preparing for the future, not about apportioning blame. In the state, North Rhine-Westphalia, Euskirchen is one of the worst affected areas. There were concerns the Steinbachtal Dam might be breached, leading to thousands of evacuations. Well, let's go live to my colleague Kasia Madeira, who is there for us.
Well, as we've been travelling across Western Germany, we keep coming across scenes like this, the absolute devastation that was caused by these recent floods. There is now a huge recovery and clear-up operation taking place that is involving thousands of people, the military, emergency services, and also, of course, volunteers. Now, this area was particularly of concern because up until very recently, there was anxiety that a nearby dam was about to breach. That is now been declared safe, so a lot of sense of relief, residents being able to come in finally to have a look at the destruction of their homes. It was of such concern, the Interior Minister was here a little bit earlier on visiting the dam to have a look and also to express his condolences, his support, and announce a huge relief package that he said will be on a national scale. And it's something that will be needed because of the amount of destruction across these states here in Western Germany. Damien McGuinness has been looking at other parts of this region and been assessing the damage.
The rains have stopped and the floodwaters are receding, but that also means the true extent of the destruction is becoming clear. Countless numbers of people have lost everything, and the region's infrastructure has been torn apart. Roads and bridges have been destroyed, and there are still areas without basic amenities.
There's neither electricity nor drinking water. I don't know what to say. I must stop to take a break now and then and talk to people, otherwise I'll go crazy.
Within the space of 2 days, 2 large states were hit by more rainfall than they usually get in 2 months, causing the region's many rivers to burst their banks. In the village of Schult, the floodwaters destroyed and in some cases even washed away houses. And in one town near Cologne, the water created landslides which undermined a row of homes and a castle. It had survived for centuries, but wasn't able to withstand the onslaught of the floods. Often, people had just minutes to get to safety.
I woke up about 11 p.m. and stepped into the water with a depth of about 20 centimetres when I got off the bed. I couldn't have imagined how fast the water would rise if I hadn't experienced it on my own.
I don't know what to do. I have 4 kids. This is really a disaster. No one told me how long it would take to rebuild this place, which may take a year or 2 years. We are out of work. How to carry out the reconstruction is the biggest issue.
The German Chancellor Angela Merkel has visited the region and expressed her shock at the destruction. On Wednesday, her cabinet will agree a rescue package for these areas. As the devastated areas are cleaned up and rebuilt, though, pressure will grow on the German government to fulfil its promises. Damien McGuinness, BBC News, Nürburg in Rhineland-Palatinate.
Well, the clean-up operation is taking place. A lot of people really pulling up their sleeves and getting involved. But it is, of course, a time of condolences. The country is in mourning with so many people having lost their lives because of these floods, and so many questions as well about how effective the alarm warning system was, whose responsibility it was to warn the residents of places like this that the waters would be so bad. And also, of course, this all feeds into the conversation about climate change and whether the policies need to be strengthened. Angela Merkel was in the region yesterday talking about this, the need to strengthen policies when it comes to tackling climate change in order to avoid these kind of extreme weather incidences, this huge amount of rainfall, 2 months worth of rain in the space of just 24 hours in places like this. The local community stunned, devastated, and of course with the elections coming up towards the end of September, this will be just the beginning of what will be a very long conversation, because this clean-up operation is going to take months.